Hey everyone, it's Dwayne here. Welcome to another episode of Snapshots from the Summit. 5 minutes of amazing goodness that enable you to unlock the money vault and escape the cage that's keeping you in prison, whether that's a 9-to-5 job or whether that's a business that's not bringing home the biscuits, so to speak. Coming at you from the beautiful Gold Coast today, Gold Coast, Australia. It's a magical day here. Now, today I've got something, this is like a key philosophy that you want to implement in your life, like pronto, yesterday, like last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, so to speak. It's that important that you start to think and act like this. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quote. Right, I'm going to give you a quote. Losers set goals, winners operate by systems. Losers set goals, winners operate by systems. Now, what do I mean by that? Because you've been told your entire life to set goals, right? Set goals and you shall succeed. Bullshit, right? How many times have you set a goal and nothing's happened, right? Nothing's happened, right? So you want to operate your life based on systems, processes, that regardless of what you do, that the system creates the outcome that you're looking to ultimately have. So if we're talking about unlocking the money vault, how can you, that's your goal, right? You want to unlock the money vault, whether that's a 6-figure vault, 7-figure vault, or beyond. How can you create systems that enable you to effortlessly create that outcome for yourself, for the people that you love? So ultimately you create the system and then the system operates from the work that you have done one time, right? Ultimately you're leveraging your time, leveraging your money, whatever it is that you're looking to leverage. So ultimately you want to choose projects or habits that regardless of whether you fail or not, regardless of whether you fail or not in the eyes of those who like to bring down their judgment upon you in the outside world, right? So you want to take on projects or habits that regardless of whether you are seen as failing by the outside world, that ultimately build skills that can be parlayed or can be transferred or are transferable to future projects that ultimately allow you to succeed, right? So the goal is not money. The goal is to create a skill, hashtag process, hashtag, yeah, so a skill or a process, that's what your focus wants to be on, not the outcome. So regardless of whether you fail, we're looking to make sure that we are investing our time, investing our money in things that ultimately create leverage that will enable us to succeed long term. It's not short term. We're building assets now to create the long term outcome that we want. Okay, so ultimately that's our short term focus, creating of the processes, creating of the systems, that regardless of whether we fail in this project, they can be parlayed, they can be transferred to future projects, because they are assets that we are creating that over time will allow us to unlock the money vault, escape the cage that are keeping us in prison. Now that's a big difference between what people do now. They will take a job because it gives them money today, where I want you to start focusing on projects or in developing habits that regardless of whether you're seen as a failure today, because ultimately when you start anything new, you are not going to be good at it, but you're not worried about that, because even if you fail today, you can parlay those skills, you can transfer those skills, transfer those processes to projects that come down the track, because you're looking long term, that ultimately will allow you to unlock the money vault and escape the cage. Big difference in the way that you think about going about your daily activities, right? So let's just wrap it up, my friends. Concentrate on taking on projects or habits that, regardless of whether you're seen as a failure today by the outside world, who you don't give a shit what they think anyway, but they're going to build assets. You're going to build assets, transferable skills that will be easily be able to be parlayed into future projects that will enable you to ultimately unlock the money vault and escape the cage long term. That, my friends, is something you want to implement in your life right now. Now, if you need help implementing that, reach on out. Above or below this episode, you'll find 3 ways you can reach out. Pick one, reach out, and let's get this happening for you today so that you can ultimately unlock the vault in the coming decade. That's it. This is Dwayne signing off for the team here at Conquer Your Everest. Until next time, I will speak to you again on the next episode of Snapshots from the Summit. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.